Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday morning, and I have a really fun little card to make with you that's kind of gone viral on the internet and within Stampin' Up. And I just wanted to show you how to make this cute little card. But I also have some other things today to show. One thing I want to show real quick is my finished layouts from the other day, the Lake Life pages. So I put this together without water in mind, and I thought this was a really good fit for any generic, everyday, whatever pictures that I have. I really like how this turned out, and I left it somewhat blank of other detail. And then this is that deck and flip-flop one, docks and flip-flops. And this one I thought I could use for some backyard photos or water if I want. I left off the photo mats. And then the one that I wasn't sure about, I decided to make into a layout for my dog. And this one is, I used some of I think this is Creative Memories decorations and papers to add to the layout, just to use up some of my dog themed papers. So I just wanted to show you that I actually do once in a while, finish those things, put those aside. Now today, after I show my cards, I really want to show you I want to talk about white cardstock. I have got like every brand of white cardstock, and I want to do a little comparison of them so that maybe you'll be able to decide what you want to do as well. Okay, so this little card is an interesting one. It's called a bay window card, and this is my template for it. So basically it is 4 1/4 by 11 inches long. So 4 1/4 by 11. And then on one side, you score it at this 1/4 mark, and then again at the 4 1/2 mark. And then you flip it like this, and on side 2, you score it at 1 1/2, 3 1/4, and 5 1/2. And then you just basically do your little, accordion folding kind of deal, sort of, and then add this one extra little 1 by 4 1/4 piece. So I wanted to show you, and then this will tuck in and make your bay window. So this is the card that has kind of, taken off all over the place. And the reason a lot of the Stampin' Up! People love it is because of these amazing papers. So this is the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 papers. And I just want to flip through and show you their scenes. So there's a scene, there's several different, you get 4 sheets of each, and then the backs are these watercolor types of looks. So you get that one's a little more wintry. There's a wintry one, which is the one that I used for this one. And there's one that's more fall. There's one more springy summer, fall. So you can see how you can get different looks. And the other thought I had was, and here's one I use, one like this one, very similar. I don't think it's the same one. What's on the back of that? And so the back has these really cool colors. There's the one I used right there. So you kind of get the idea, and then the back is just watercolor washes, which is a great background for any card, especially if you want to make something quickly. You can do like a kind of like a black die cut silhouette on top of one of these watercolor washes, and it just makes a really cool card in general. That basic idea is that you take your piece of paper, your sheet of 6x6, and you cut it down to 4 inches. So you find the part of your scene that you want to highlight the most. Like if you like just this bottom, that's the part you would pick, and you would cut it 4 inches. Or if you like the trees, you would cut the top off right there at the 4 inches. And then you just cut your scene apart in a way to keep it together. So for this one, for example, let me just grab the sheet that I used. What I did was I cut it off at the 4-inch mark, and then you cut off 3/4 of an inch, cut it at 3/4, and then you scoot the paper over, cut off 1 inch, scoot it over, cut off 1 1/2, scoot it over 1 inch, and then this side is 3/4 of an inch. So what happens is your scene is all still put together. It's just now you can layer it onto these sections. And so today I just wanted to show you a couple of examples. I want you to realize that these cards would make a really fast birthday card, a really fast sympathy card, just a really quickie thank you. And so here's one example. Here's the other one I want to show you. I did using the wintry looking paper, and then I used my leftover trees from that scrapbook layout, and I punched, and my leftover snowflake punches, and then I just added some sparkly gems. These little gems right here are so pretty. They're really sparkly, but they don't show up sparkly on camera. I'm not sure why, but they're twinkly. So that's really neat. Right now they just look kind of off-white, but this makes a really cool card. Look at that. Wouldn't that be a great Christmas card? And then the idea, of course, is that it stands up, and so it can stand up on a table or a ledge. So whatever you put on here, you want it kind of to stand out a little bit. So like when I did this one, I didn't attach the greenery to all the sides because you want it to kind of be dimensional. All right. So the one that I have today, I decided to use the Summer Gnomes because I haven't used it yet and I've been wanting to. So I have this stamp set, and I used this little sun. I'm going to use this little sun to stamp, although I don't think I've done that yet. So let me grab my sun and put that on a block just so it's ready. And then basically I thought I used this little sticker right here, You Brighten My Day, which I put onto the die cut circles. These die cut circles I have them on here so they're easy to get off, but they're concentric. They're, you know, they stack within each other, and look how many you get. There's so many. And there's basically 3 designs. So one design is this little leafy kind of edge. This one is lines, and then this one is like stitch marks. And then there's different sizes of each one. So you get a small stitch mark, a medium stitch mark, and a large stitch mark, for example. Like there's 4 of those. And then there's 4 different sizes with the lines, 4 different sizes with the leaves. I just kind of separated them out a little bit so that I could see them, grab them easier off my magnet. Okay, so the papers, I just real quick, I should probably really fast show you the papers again, just so you know what I'm dealing with. I have the glitter shapes, which I don't think I'm going to use today. Maybe I'll leave that out just in case. Okay, so I have this little paper boat. The back is a really cool plaid. There's a fun summer beachy with the pink, and some fun summer print with the yellow. And then the third print is this words, and on the back is this really cool stripe. So there is the summer gnomes, and, you know, a lot of different colors with this. You know, you can use Journey or Lagoon or Rosy or Sundance or White Daisy or Lemonade. I mean, there's a lot of colors there. I'm setting that aside so that I can make some space. And I already cut most of my pieces. Now this is 4 1/4 by 11. And I did get my new Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Maybe I'll try it today. The thing about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer that makes it kind of unique is that it has a cutting blade and it has a scoring blade. And you can kind of see the difference here. And then it'll slide out of your, it has places to slide out of your way. Like if you're scoring, so you don't accidentally cut your paper, although it would still be really easy to do, honestly. The other thing that's kind of cool, and I'm not sure which one you can see it best on, but there's little lines on the blades, and there is a ruler grid on the cutting board so that you can line it up precisely and make a cut, make a slit, or a score. So that's kind of an interesting kind of thing, right? It's kind of nice. It's also got the big swing arm. Mine's kind of new, so it's still a little attached, you know what I mean? But, you know, so you can do 12 by 12 paper. Actually, it goes out to 17, which is really nice because some of that paper Steve brings me is really big. And so sometimes I need to cut it down a little bit. All right. So, but for today, I'm going to use my scoring board, I think, because I think it's a little easier to keep it on camera and keep my camera nice and close so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's get out our template, and I am going to put that right here, and we are going to start on side 1 and get out our little scoring tool. And this is 4 1/4 by 11. So I have on my template 4 1/4 by 11 base, and here's the score, and then we flip. All right. So the score is at 1/4, which is hard to do. Sometimes I'll do 1/4 at this end just because I can hold it easier. But I'm just going to do it this way just so you can see. There is the 1/4. And then we're going to go all the way over here to 4.5. So this is 4.5, 4 1/8, 4 1/4, right? 4, 4 1/8, 4 1/4, 4 3/8, 4.5. I just want to go through that ruler with you again. The little marks are eighths. All right. Okay. So now we flip. So we're going to flip it from top to bottom like this. And when we flip, now we score at 1 1/2. So you go to 1 1/2 right here and score. And then you go to 3 1/4, which is right here. And then you go to 5 1/2. And you know, 5 1/2 would be the natural fold mark for an 11-inch card. So that's basically it. The only other thing that we need is a little 1 by 4 1/4 inch strip. So did I cut that? I probably did. I did. Oh, good. Phew. Because I was thinking, I guess I'll cut one. Okay, so we're done with our scoreboard. I'm going to put that away. And now, when you fold things you've scored, you always fold towards the bump. So you can see here, right here, that a couple of the scores bump up and some of them divot down. So you want to fold towards the bump so that you bury the bump, okay? In other words, you're folding it in so it doesn't show, okay? So all of these folds, I'm folding towards the bump. So I'm folding this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way. And what you end up with then is this, you can see where it's going, this bay window kind of shape, all right? And then this piece right here is going to be where you catch this so that it will hold it shut. So we want to put this, open your card back up, and you want to put it on the inside of your card, but you don't want to just glue it down completely. You want to make it so that it will catch that lip. And the way to do that is to use a little bit of foam tape. Let me see if I have a strip here. I feel like my foam tape, I'm getting a little bit, I need to get more out in my narrow, in my skinny. You could use a fatter foam tape there, but basically what you want to do is you only want foam tape on the outer edge of this piece. So, yeah, I'll use my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. That way you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm just going to put some foam tape on this edge. And what this is going to do when I stick this to it is this part right here is elevated. It's gonna leave a gap. So let's do that. Now, if I wanted to decorate the inside, I could do that before, I could put a big sheet on the inside before I had stuck all this down, but that's okay. I want it white. It's fine. So, all right. There's that. Now you can see it'll stick under there, right? So we have our card, and then this piece will flip under that notch. All right, so let's decorate. What I did was I took the summary pattern, and you could pick whichever side you want, and you can kind of see how that goes together. I guess I should do it right side up. And normally, like on the Stampin' Up! Paper, I would just do the whole thing. It's a 4-inch piece, and basically I cut it 3/4, and then 1 inch, and then 1.5, and then 1, and then 3/4. So I want to cut one just so you can see what the heck I'm talking about, because it is hard to understand, you know, what I mean by this. So let me just put this on here. Here's my cutting blade. So the first piece that I want is 3/4 of an inch. 1, 2, 3/4. And then I would cut down. And then I would set that to the side, right? And then the next piece I want is a 1-inch piece. And then I would put that one down here. The next piece I want is 1.5. And I would put that piece down. See how I'm keeping them all together? And then there's a 1-inch piece. This is really slick. I think this has a plastic on it that can be peeled off, but I kind of like how slippery it is right now, so I haven't peeled it. I haven't peeled that new plastic off yet. Okay, and then the last piece is 1, 2, 3/4 of an inch. And then this piece is scrap. So basically, this is what you end up with. You end up with this, your paper, but the scene is just cut into the panels of your card. And then the other thing, I should have done it first, is to cut it at the 4-inch mark so that it would fit your card, you know. So let me just stack these up. You can kind of see what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna just use my chopper, because I can chop all of these at once, which is nice. And then these adhere to your card. See, like I have an extra one right here that I was messing with. This one I was messing around with, and I made it a little short. I didn't realize my paper was only 10 inches long. I was like, whoops. So it's an inch short. But you get the idea, right? This would go here. This would go here. So you just adhere the pieces so that they recreate your scene onto your card. And that's it. That's the whole card, really. So let's use my white one, and let's go ahead and real quick. Now on this one, I liked this scene, but it was just a lot. And it was a lot for 5 panels. So my other thought was I could go ahead and do the yellow side if I wanted that, right? So you pick what you like. And then I did the little boats. Let's do the yellow. Okay. And I'm just putting these down so that there's an even margin. wait to talk to you guys about white cardstock. Steve came home with this huge stack, probably about 6 or 7 inches stack of white cardstock. And I was like, okay, do I want that or do I want the boats? I kind of like the plaid. I'm going to try the plaid on this. Okay. Anyway, so I think I'm going to share some of this cardstock because, I mean, I go through cardstock like water, but that's a lot of cardstock. And I have a lot already. And I told him, anytime you want to bring me more, I'm cool with that. I have something on my glass right there. Okay. Boom. Now the last step is to decorate. And like I said, I went ahead and used my sticker and the circles. I thought this would be really cute, just like that. And then I want to stamp my sun. Let me grab my ink. I think I want it super bold, so I grabbed Sundance. I've never used this before. I probably should stamp it on a scratch paper just to be sure that it stamps good. Yep, okay. And then this sun has a direction. It's like, it's almost an oval. It's not, you know what I mean? It's got a direction to it. So I need it under me. I'm sorry I have to move it so I can see a little better. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I was looking for the little part that lines up. There's like two little sides of the sun that are really close together, and I was looking for it and I was like, it just wasn't coming to me. I don't know why. Anyway, I thought that would be really cute. And then you can put it anywhere you want. So I put that sticker on here with some foam tape. As this could have looked like a sun just the way, you know, it is too. But okay, if I put this here, and then I can put the sun up here. That's really cute. Now, when you put the adhesive on, you don't want to put it all over the back and put it on the whole flat back. You don't want that. You only want it to stick to the center. So look at where you want it. And, you know, about halfway point, I usually just put my finger there so that I only put glue past my finger, right? I don't want it on the other half. And then I go ahead and put this where I want it. And then I'm going to put the little sun. And again, the sun, if it sticks out past your line, you don't want it to adhere to this panel. You want it to be like sticking out straight. So when your card is standing on a table or something, the fun part is popped out. All right, so there's the card. And then the only other thing, it needs a little sparkle. I'll probably grab some Journey colored sparkle gems. I could use, you know, a couple of these little stars or something. That's a possibility. Oh yeah, I actually kind of like that. All right, there's different sizes. Let me grab a couple. Put one there, put one here. Maybe I'll put two. Ah, yeah, I like it. Okay, there is my card for the day. Ta-da! So that's a super simple card. If you want to take a screenshot, here is my template. There's one, and then you flip it from top to bottom like this, and there's side 2. There's the other screenshot. And then, I know it's weird, but I wrote my patterns on upside down, but these are the size of the patterns. All of them are 4 inches, and then it's 3/4, 1 inch, 1.5, and 1. And then the only other piece you need is this 1 by 4.25 that you only put adhesive on one side. So by making my template like this and storing it, if I ever want to make one of these again and a lot of time has passed, I have my directions, I have my pieces, and I can just follow it, right? Gosh, this is really cute. This turned out adorable. All right, let's talk about cardstock. Let me clean these cards off of my table and pull onto the cardstock, because wow. Ugh. All right, so I am going to raise my camera a little bit, or I'm going to try. It won't let me zoom. All right. So here's what happened. Steve brought home more white cardstock, which I appreciate. I love it. It's great. But what I find is I compare everything to Close to My Heart White Daisy because it's my favorite. So let me get that one out. Look at all the different kinds I have. So Close to My Heart White Daisy is a really bright white. Ugh. I like that it is a super vivid brightness, and it's 80-pound cover weight, which gives it some heft. So it's really nice for card bases, for scrapbook bases. I like that. I don't like flimsy paper for my scrapbook bases. So I compare everything to Close to My Heart White. So we're going to put that there. That's just my own, slant. This is Close to My Heart French Vanilla. I'm going to move the light closer. Let me turn down the lights in my room and just see if that makes it better or worse. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. And then I'm going to open my window blind. I'm just trying to allow the max light without shadows, but it still has shadows. Okay. So you can see the difference between the white and the French vanilla. And all the other Close to My Heart cardstocks are 65-pound cover weight. Now, cover weight is an interesting thing because there's cover weight and index weight. And having my sister and my husband both in the paper industry, I learned a lot about paper a long time ago because they bring stuff home, and sometimes I'll say, oh yeah, 100-pound. I like 100-pound paper because it's super heavy, and they bring it home and it feels flimsy, and I'm like, how is that 100-pound paper? I don't understand. It's because there's cover weight and there's index weight, and when they weigh paper, they take 500 sheets and they weigh it. Now, sometimes that paper comes as an 8.5 by 11, and 500 sheets of 8.5 by 11 weighs 100 pounds or 80 pounds. And then sometimes it comes in huge sheets and they weigh 500 sheets of that, and it'll be 80 pounds or 100 pounds, even though when you're messing with it, it feels like it'll still weigh 100 pounds, even though it's lightweight and flimsier. And so it's interesting that they weigh it based on how it comes to the like factory or from the factory. So it's, in general, if you want a heavier cardstock kind of thing, look for cover weight, and a higher pound cover weight is usually better than a text weight. So this is 80-pound cover White Daisy. This is French Vanilla. And the reason I grabbed French Vanilla is because some of these whites have a yellow tone to them, and they're a lot more vanilla it looking than I'm gonna save what Steve brought last. Now the most popular I would say on the internet white cardstock that everybody's always looking for is Neenah Classic Crest in Solar White. And they like 110 pound for the base and 80 pound for the layer. This is 80 pound cover. Now I can say that this 80 pound is a little more like my 65 pound cardstock. I know it's 80 pound, I bought it, but it feels like the 65 pound cardstock, and it's probably based on how it comes. Like this 80 pound probably comes in a smaller sheet than this from the factory. Isn't that weird? But anyway, so let's compare it to the White Daisy. This is a little more bright white, and this is a little more gray. If you can see the difference, I hope you can see the difference. Somebody message me and tell me if you can see that this looks a little more blue-gray and this looks a little more white or yellow. So this is very gray, and if I use this as a scrapbook base and then I cut my die cuts out of Neenah, I can tell the difference. And so I only use this if this is all I use. Okay, that's Neenah. Okay, let's talk about the next popular one that everybody loves. Let's see. Let's talk about Hammer Mill. Ugh. I'm gonna throw everything on the floor. Hammer Mill is another really popular one, especially among card makers, because it's nice and heavy. This is the premium color copy cover. It is 100 pound and 100 brightness. So let me move my package so that it's out of the way. Ugh. And this is, compared to White Daisy, it is more yellow. It is definitely more of a vanilla color. And if I put it up to French Vanilla, it's not quite as vanilla as French Vanilla. So you can see the difference in that white though, here and here. So Hammer Mill actually kind of overtook as my favorite. I really love it. You know, I thought I bought, let me just look. I don't know if I have vanilla in the Stampin' Up! Neutrals. I bought a few Stampin' Up! Colors just because I really wanted to compare the... No vanilla in there. That's too bad. Hold on. I'll look at Heather's thing and see if there's vanilla in here. Sometimes I think I'm missing a few of the colors. One thing I can say about Stampin' Up! Is their cardstock is heavy duty. It's very nice. So anyway, Hammermill, very heavy. Heavier, I would say, Close to My Heart's slightly thicker, but I would say almost even, like side by side. I don't know if you'd be able to tell by thickness. White Daisy's a little heavier feeling, but this is really, copy cover is a little lighter weight than normal cover, but still, Hammermill's great. The color of it is a little yellow, which is unfortunate, but I like it. And then the other one that I like to buy is from Walmart. They have this Pen and Gear brand premium cardstock. What I like about it is that it's super white and it's lightweight. It's 110 pound, but it's index. Index is more what they use, like text weight, or, you know, like copy paper, you know, like for your printer. But by buying 110 pound index, it's a really heavyweight copy paper. Like I would never use this as normal, you know, printer paper. But what I love is it's almost a perfect match for the Close to My Heart. And so what's really nice about this is I can use this for die cuts. It's really lightweight. It can add to a card base without adding a ton of weight. And so it's become expensive. This used to be dirt cheap. I used to get this for like $3 or $4 for a whole pack, and it has 150 sheets in it. And now it's like $7 or $8, which makes it kind of crazy, but it still lasts me a while. So I still use it. I like it. It matches my Close to My Heart. Okay, let's talk about my other weird brand. I have two other weird brands before I talk about Stampin' Up. One is Spectrum Noir. Spectrum Noir has cardstock that's super duper smooth. So if you're gonna color on it, it is amazing. I don't know, that finish, it's almost like the same finish as like poster board or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like that shiny smooth. I love that. This is 100 pound cover, and it is equal. I would say exactly the same as Close to My Heart. The color is just slightly more yellow than the White Daisy. But what this one is really nice for if you're gonna do watercolor washes or lots of alcohol markers and stuff, because it's just so smooth. It's really nice for inks. And it's a little pricey. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I bought it on sale, so it wasn't pricey when I bought it, but I have a couple of big packs of this. See, it's 20 sheets. Spectrum Noir. And then the last weird brand I have is from Michaels. A lot of us buy Michaels paper. It goes on sale all the time. And this is the white. It's 110 pound. And it's a really nice heavy weight for card bases. It's actually really nice cardstock, but it is more yellow. Can you see that? It's yellow. And as a matter of fact, it's closer to French vanilla than it is to this. And so I question whether Hammermill, it feels so similar. It's like, I bet Hammermill makes their paper. There is a difference in color though. I don't know. I do not know, but I do know that it's yellow. It's really yellow. but it's a great option for card bases and stuff. And it can be really inexpensive because, you know, they go on sale all the time. Often it's like a buy one, get one, which is like 25% off, right? Okay, or 50% off. Sorry, my math. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Has a couple of different whites. One is their basic white, which is, it comes in 12 by 12 or, and how many sheets are here? 12 sheets, I think. And 80-pound cover, so it is, it's a little bit lighter than the Close to My Heart White Daisy, but not bad. It would be a good scrapbook base. It would be fine. It's not as light as 65, but the color is just a little different, just a little bit more yellow, but not bad at all. And so it's a nice option as a backup plan for me. When I run out, I can use that. The other option that they have is this basic white in a thick. So they have it in 100-pound, which is really heavy, which makes really nice card bases. It's almost the same as thickness as the Hammer Mill, so which is really nice. Actually, these are really close to the same, actually. So I think Close to My Heart, my Close to My Heart White Daisy 80-pound cover is almost the same thickness as their 100-pound. And it sounds wrong, but the reason is it's a different type of paper. It's the size of the sheet that it comes on, how the mill makes the sheet to start with. So it's a little more yellow in color, but it's still nice. It's still a really nice color. Not quite as yellow as French vanilla, but more yellow. All right, let's talk about these sheets that Steve brought me. Oh my gosh. So he brought me he brought me 65-pound, and you can see it's a lot more gray. It's got a gray blue tone, and it makes my White Daisy look more yellow because this is so gray. And it's light. It's still a nice bright white, and it's a really light weight, 65 pounds. So it's great for die cuts and the card fronts. And I have the least of it. I have like a 1.5 inch stack of that. So if you like that and want that, let me know. The 80-pound is really close to the same, not quite. It's actually close to the same as that Stampin' Up. Let me see how it compares in color. You can see the paper he brought me is really gray compared to this more yellow color of the Stampin' Up. So it's a little heavier. To me, it would work for a scrapbook base fine, especially if you're going to do back to back. And then the 100-pound is really nice and heavy. And for some reason, it's a different brand than the others. And you can see it almost perfectly matches the Close to My Heart White Daisy. And it's 100-pound, and it matches in thickness, which is, it's really thick. So this one is perfect for scrapbook bases and stuff. And I have about 2.5 inches of paper in that. And I have about 2.5 inches of the 80, and I have about an inch and a quarter of that 65. So if there's something here that you like, that you wouldn't mind having a few sheets, let me know. I'll share. I don't want all of this cardstock. I go through white cardstock like crazy, but the 65, the 80, and the 100, and the 100 matches the close to my heart the closest. He told me he can get a lot of the 100 pound. I told him just do it, because I'm sure that between all of my scrapbooking and card making friends, we can use this 100 pound, because it really does match. Look at that. I bet it's the same mill that makes those. He told me the brand of this, you know, like the real brand of this, and I can't remember. It started with a P. I've never heard of it before. But anyway, so there's my white cardstock review. I like all of them. My least favorite is the Nina Solar Crest, which is what everybody online always talks about. But I think if I had to choose between Nina and Hammermill, I'd get Hammermill in a minute. And OfficeSupply.com, they have Hammermill on sale. They have sales all the time, so I get it through them when I get it. I also very much like the the Michaels cardstock, which is readily available. And I just got my Stampin' Up! Thick in the mail, so I haven't had a chance to really use it yet, but I can tell it's great for card bases. It's going to be really nice. It's just, I did not, you know, figure out the prices of each thing, of what's cheaper and what, you know, what costs more, but I can tell you that Michael's is by far going to be your cheapest. I didn't have Joann's either. You know, our Joann's here in Champaign, I don't think they have that much in solid cardstock. They mostly have those pattern paper packs and stuff. So I don't buy much there. So favorites, I love Close to My Heart, of course. Can't get that anymore though. But I have gobs of it left because I love it. And my second favorite is Hammermill and Michaels. And then of course I really do like the white from Stampin' Up. It's just a little more yellow. And then I really like that Pen and Gear, but it's getting more expensive. I think it's one of the more expensive ones now. And I like the Spectrum Noir, but it's a little harder to get. Hammermill and Nina, you have to buy it by the ream, like that giant pack that I just showed. And so, you know, when you spend 40 or 50 bucks on a pack of paper like that, it does last a while, but you know, you have to store it, and you know, shopping around for the great prices is something. So there you go. And with Steve bringing me this, I'm hoping I can get by with this for a while. So, all right, that's what I have today. Shoot me questions. Tell me your favorite paper. What's your favorite cardstock? I don't have any Creative Memories. I don't have any other brands, like, you know, all the Tailored Expressions and Altenew and all of those, Concord and Ninth, and they all carry cardstock. But they're all made by the same mills. One thing I know is the Stampin' Up! Colored cardstock is really nice, and I did buy some of it so that I could really get a feel for how heavy it is. And this is that Blackberry Bliss. It's heavy stuff. It's really heavy. I think it's heavier than the Close to My Heart 65 pound. So there you go. Sturdy. All right, have a great afternoon. Have a great weekend. We're supposed to get some rain here, so today is yard work day for us. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.